Today I'm talking to Greta Turnbull, Assistant Professor of Philosophy at Gonzaga University. Thanks for talking with me today, Greta.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be here.
What are some of the things that you as an educator have learned this year from teaching in a new mode digitally? You mentioned all three of your classes are remotely taught right now. What are some of the things you've learned about teaching that are maybe new?
We talk a lot in academia about resilience and fostering student resilience. And I think we had no idea until the last couple of months just how resilient our students are. And I definitely had never predicted the amount of enthusiasm, the willingness to show up, the willingness to do work, even when they are going through impossible circumstances, when they're being moved into quarantine facilities within 10 minutes notice. My students are still coming in ready to go for the day. And that's just absolutely incredible.
So you're a user of GradeCraft, and I recently saw that you tweeted that GradeCraft has changed how you teach forever. Tell me a little bit about how you use GradeCraft in your class. What do your class designs look like?
So I'm fully gameful, which means my students start from 0 points and then they work up to however many points they want for the particular grade they're getting. And so that means that the way that they earn points in my class is through logging them on GradeCraft. The way they earn their grade is mostly by interacting with me and with each other. And especially in the pandemic, that was a really key thing for me. I wanted students to have a sense of community in our live classes, as well as a sense of community outside of class. And how do you give them opportunities to make friends if they're in a dorm room isolated by themselves? Well, you do that by making it worth 5 points to go study together on Zoom. All of my classes are based in teams. And so they're each put into a team of 3 to 4 students. That team is their unit for studying, for doing group projects throughout the semester. And the crazy thing that happened was I thought I would throw in some pretty time-intensive group projects because gameful learning lets me make everything. Most assignments are optional. There are a couple required assignments. Almost all of my students have chosen these really hard team-based group assignments because they're worth a lot of points and the students are having fun and they're building community with them. And I've had students say, hey, could we have a class reunion as soon as the pandemic is over? Like, my team needs to get together. We need to spend time together. And I just think that's exactly what I wanted from gameful pedagogy, and it's given it to me in really profound ways.
How would you say GradeCraft has helped you create an environment for learning that allows students to be more resilient and to have more of a flexible experience in the middle of a time that has a lot of chaos?
I've talked to so many of them who said, once I understood gameful learning, I was less stressed because I knew that if I didn't do so great on that paper assignment, I could make it up. And it was totally within my control to do that. I'm not afraid of that final exam because I've already got enough points for the A. I have to take it. It's a required assignment, but it's going to be okay because it's in my control. It's giving them freedom to fail, but it's also telling them, even if you fail, even if you risk and it doesn't turn out well, we don't even need to have a conversation about how you're going to fix it. You already know that you have the tools to fix it. And so there doesn't need to be a moment of stress for you in that process. And especially in the pandemic, I have students who've been moved to isolation quickly. I have students whose lives are in chaos. The fact that they can have control over one thing in their life right now is something that I'm really excited to be able to give them.
How has GradeCraft impacted you as an instructor? You mentioned in your tweet that I mentioned earlier, it's changed how you teach forever. How will using GradeCraft and gameful now impact how you teach in the future?
In some ways, it's changed everything. Like, I remember getting to midterms the last time we had a normal semester, so last fall, and thinking, oh no, like, be nervous for my students, be nervous that maybe I wasn't tracking that they were connecting with a concept well enough and that was going to show up. I don't have that anymore. I'm often the one who has the strict schedule. We're going to stick to it. I feel more flexible in my teaching because I know my students aren't going to be scared about that because they already know exactly what they have to do, and that's in their hands and that's not in mine in the same way it used to be.